Good morning. Today is February 27th. I'm Gene, and you're hanging with Uncle. So, today I want to talk about something I was almost right about. Um, the GOP in the House of Representatives was successful in passing a bill cutting your Medicare, um, period. What you've paid for your entire working life, they have reduced those benefits. And all but one Republican, Representative Massey from Kentucky, he was the only Republican to vote no on the bill, along with all the other Democrats. So it just barely passed because three other no's were pressured by Cadet Bone Spurs, under threat of primary, to change their mind and pass the bill, and they did. And I have no confidence in the Senate stopping this, even though Republicans are defending like 70% of the seats in the House, in the next midterm next year. I still don't give them any. I have no confidence in them to stop this, and I believe when it gets to Cadet Bone Spur's desk, he'll sign it, and your Medicare will be cut. Now, how is this happening? It's all trickle-down economics, right? So, $2 trillion will be cut from federal spending, 800 billion of that taken from energy and commerce. Well, what does that have to do with anything, Gene? Because energy and commerce oversee Medicare. So you reduce their funding, you reduce the quality of benefits that you have, and the amount that they will pay will go down because those tax cuts that they're taking out of the budget, yes, they are going to the 1%, the part of trickle-down economics that we know so well. So how does that work? Well, let's go back to the beginning. You've heard me say this story before, but if you remember, back in the 80s, when Ronald Reagan was president, we used to be able to write off the interest on our credit cards and car payments. Remember that? Well, trickle-down economics killed it. Reagan signed into law the tax cuts that took those benefits away from us, those deductions, and gave them to the business class, the working class, the CEOs, the 1%. And the argument being, well, you take care of the businessman, and therefore he will have the ability to take care of his employees. Well, we know that doesn't happen because they fight to keep minimum wage as low as possible. They will not give somebody a 40-hour work week because then they'd be full-time and have to pay benefits. It's slave labor. Basically, the plantation of the 1600s is capitalism this year in 2025 and for the past 40 years since Reagan signed this into law. So that's all this is. This is, once again, a tax cut that could have been avoided if people vote their best interest. But you have people that think, no, I'm going to vote party line because that's my best interest. And it's not, because they have been talking about cutting Social Security and Medicare for as long as I can remember. A couple of years ago, Rick Scott got on a podium in Florida with his booklet in hand with his proposal to sunset Social Security. They're talking about it out loud. But if you watch Fox News, you'll never hear that. And so you keep people voting against their own best interest to now this happens. And the part I really find ironic, I live in a 55 and over community, and about 80% of our residents, over 20,000, are on Social Security and Medicare. And these old people walking around with their red "look at me, I'm stupid" hats voted yes, cut my benefits. because they're voting against their own best interest, because they're paying more attention to party instead of the issues, which is why I'm registered to vote. No party preference. So let's wake up, look at the issues, save what you have paid for your entire working life, and in 2026, when the midterms roll around, don't look at a party. Look at the candidate in your jurisdiction who supports fully funding Social Security and Medicare and not taking it away from you. That is how you make a difference. Don't look at a party. Look at the issue and look at the person, the candidate that's in line with that. That's how we make a difference. So that's all I have for today. If you like this information, please, hit that subscribe button and that like button to help grow our channel. And most importantly, be kind to one another and treat each other the way you want to be treated. For example,